Have you ever wondered how warfare has evolved, from the first primitive confrontations to the sophisticated strategies of today? Let's take a journey back to the dawn of warfare, where the roots of conflict and combat were just beginning to take hold. In the early days of human civilization, warfare was a rather rudimentary affair. Primitive tribes, driven by the primal needs for resources and territory, clashed with one another using whatever tools were at hand: sticks, stones, and eventually, the first crude weapons made from bone and flint. These were the first inklings of organized violence, a far cry from the meticulous strategies and advanced weaponry we associate with warfare today. As societies grew and evolved, so did their methods of warfare. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, were known for their military prowess, and one of their most notable battles was the Battle of Kadesh. This was one of the earliest recorded military conflicts in history, a testament to the growing sophistication of warfare strategies. The Egyptians and their adversaries, the Hittites, deployed thousands of chariots in a cataclysmic clash, a spectacle of raw power and tactical acumen. The wars of the Greek city-states further showcased the evolution of warfare. The Greeks revolutionized military tactics with the introduction of the phalanx, a tightly packed formation of soldiers armed with long spears and shields. This formation, while simple, was incredibly effective in both offense and defense, and became a staple of ancient warfare. The weapons of war also evolved during this period. From the humble sling and arrow, weapons became increasingly complex and deadly. Swords, spears, and shields of bronze and later iron replaced rudimentary tools. The chariot, once a simple vehicle, was transformed into a formidable weapon of war, capable of breaking enemy lines and sowing chaos in its wake. From slings and arrows to the phalanx and the chariot, warfare in the ancient world was a brutal and relentless struggle for survival and dominance. As we delve deeper into the annals of history, we'll see how these early forms of conflict laid the groundwork for the epic battles that were yet to come. As we move into the Middle Ages, warfare underwent a dramatic transformation. Shifting from the raw, hand-to-hand combat of the ancient world, the Middle Ages introduced a new player on the battlefield: the knight. Clad in armor and mounted on horseback, these warriors were a formidable force. Knights, with their code of chivalry, became the very embodiment of medieval warfare, their presence often tipping the balance of power during conflicts. This era also saw the rise of castles. These towering fortresses were not just royal residences, but strategic defenses. Castles were often built on elevated terrain, with high walls and deep moats, making them near-impregnable fortresses. They served as a refuge for the local populace during times of conflict and a base for launching attacks. Their strategic importance was demonstrated in significant battles such as the Battle of Hastings, where the victorious Normans subsequently built castles across England to maintain control. Then, there were the Crusades, a series of religious wars that brought about large-scale conflicts. Knights from across Europe embarked on these expeditions, their path marked by the construction of castles and fortresses in the Holy Land. These castles served as a crucial link between the Western and Eastern worlds, influencing the course of history. But what is a castle without a siege? This question led to the development of siege engines, tools designed to break or bypass castle defenses. From the simple battering ram to the sophisticated trebuchet, these machines brought a new level of destruction to the battlefield. They were not just weapons of war, but symbols of power and innovation. The impact of siege engines on warfare was profound, forever changing the dynamics of battle strategies. So, the Middle Ages was not just an era of knights and castles, but also of groundbreaking advancements in warfare technology. The strategic use of these elements created a complex and fascinating period of history. The Middle Ages saw warfare becoming more strategic, with the construction of castles and the use of knights and siege engines changing the face of battles forever. With the discovery of gunpowder, the nature of warfare changed once again. The introduction of gunpowder into the battlefield was a revolution, a shift as transformative as the dawn of warfare itself. Gunpowder, this seemingly unassuming mixture of sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter, was the spark that ignited a new era of conflict and conquest. The impact was immediate and profound. The invention of cannons, powered by this explosive substance, brought a new level of destruction to the battlefield. These roaring beasts of metal could shatter castle walls and lay waste to formations of soldiers, rendering traditional forms of defense obsolete. Picture the Battle of Agincourt, where the English forces, with their longbows, faced a superior French army. Now imagine the scene if the English had cannons. The outcome, already a decisive English victory, might have been even more catastrophic for the French. And then there were firearms. The arquebus, a long gun ignited by a match, was a game changer. It turned every soldier into a potential killing machine, regardless of their physical strength or skill in hand-to-hand combat. But the influence of gunpowder was not limited to land. It revolutionized naval warfare as well. Ships, once reliant on ramming and boarding tactics, were now armed with rows of cannons. Naval battles became grand, explosive spectacles, with ships exchanging volleys of cannon fire across the waves. The Age of Exploration, a period marked by maritime expeditions and the discovery of new lands, was also an age of conquest. The conquests of the New World, for instance, were facilitated by the fearsome power of gunpowder weapons. The indigenous peoples, despite their bravery and skill in battle, were no match for the invaders and their deadly technology. The Age of Exploration brought about new types of warfare, with gunpowder playing a pivotal role in shaping the battles of this era. This potent mixture of sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter reshaped the world, proving once again that technology and warfare are inextricably intertwined in the annals of human history. As we enter the modern era, we find that warfare has become more deadly and complex than ever before. The First World War marked the advent of trench warfare, a brutal and grueling combat style that changed our perception of war forever. Soldiers hunkered down in deep ditches, with only the sky above and mud below, fighting against not only the enemy, but also against the harsh elements and the psychological toll of the constant bombardment. The Second World War brought even greater changes. The Battle of Stalingrad, for instance, was a turning point in the war. It demonstrated the sheer resilience and determination of the human spirit. The city was reduced to rubble, yet the fight carried on, street by street, building by building. This urban warfare marked a new chapter in the history of combat. Then came the age of technology. The Gulf War was a testament to this shift. Stealth bombers, precision-guided munitions, and night vision devices changed the battlefield. This war was not just fought on land, but also in the air and over the airwaves, as psychological warfare became an integral part of the strategy. In our current times, warfare has taken an even more dramatic turn. Drones, unmanned aerial vehicles, now play a vital role in conflicts. These machines, controlled from thousands of miles away, can strike with pinpoint accuracy, reducing risk to human operators. The rise of drone technology has raised new questions about the ethics and legality of warfare, creating an ongoing debate. However, the impact of these technological advancements extends beyond the battlefield. They have also influenced our politics, our societies, and our cultures, shaping the very fabric of our world. From the devastating trench warfare of World War I to the high-tech drone strikes of today, the evolution of warfare continues to shape our world in profound and often unsettling ways.